What is Judgment Day going to be like for believers? Well, in 2 Corinthians 5:10, it says, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his body, according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad." Does that mean we're going to be judged for our sin? No, not at all. Because all of the wrath of God for all of your sin was taken out on Jesus on the cross. It was paid for. We will not have to answer for our sin. But if you as a believer in this life have messed around with sin and backslidden, you're not going to have to answer for your sin, but that sin will affect the judgment that you receive from Jesus himself. Let me explain. The judgment seat of Christ is not to judge us for our sin, but to judge us as believers for the things that we've done for the Lord. By way of receiving rewards, gold, silver, precious stone, for things that were done for the Lord out of a right motive, out of a pure heart, or if things were done for him out of a sense of duty, for the wrong motives, the Bible says those things will be burnt up and will be found to be wood, hay, and stubble at the judgment seat of Christ. The judgment seat of Christ is all about believers receiving rewards or suffering loss of rewards based on what we've done. This judgment is not to judge us for sin. That judgment is the great white throne judgment, which is not for believers, but for the lost, to be judged for their sin and then cast into the lake of fire. As believers, our sin is gone. It is paid for. But be careful, believer, how you live this life. If you're involved in sin, if you're backslidden, you're not going to do things for the Lord out of a right motive. You're going to have a sense of duty. And if you do anything for him, it's not going to be out of a right motive. You and I, as believers, are going to have to stand before the Lord alone. Your pastor's not going to be there with you, your spouse, your friend. It's just you and Jesus. I don't know about you, but when that day comes and I look into Jesus' eyes, I want to be able to hear him say, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." And any rewards that are received, I can then cast at Jesus' feet because he is worthy.